How are we all going, guys? Just waiting for everyone to get on. I think I'm about 1 minute early. It's good to be early. Hope everyone is having an amazing afternoon. How's your week been? You know, it's been an interesting one for me this week. So where's everyone saying? Which page? Well, I said it's on this page. Vita, my sister, Maddie G. How are we going, people? It's good to be able to see my bald head. How are we doing? Good having everyone on. Kai, awesome stuff, awesome stuff. So, this live stream, as I always say, I like to tell people about give people motivation of why I'm doing this, and very challenging, but all good. Exactly, you took the words right out of my mouth, and it has been so I like to teach, and I like to gift everyone, you know, something through an understanding of what you all need. So these 3 topics, I want everyone to be very open-minded, yeah? I want you to think with your heart, not your head. I want you to think through your heart, not your eyes, yeah? So what this is saying, and what I'm meaning, is I don't want you to get caught up with what does the world want self-love to mean to us? What does the world want us to believe what self-love is? What does the world tell us self-worth is? Yeah? And is it just a thing, or do I truly believe I am enough? So I really want you to take yourself into a place and an understanding of how I really want you to be able to function through this live stream is not to think with your head, but think with your heart. I don't want you to see with your eyes, and I want you to see with your heart. Because if you get caught up using your senses that are clouded, that are blocked up, that are misled, you're not going to be able to take the magic of this live streaming. Yeah? So I always like to be, you know, very honest with people as well. And, you know, I like to talk through my challenges. I like to talk through what's going on with my life, because then I can give people a really powerful, accurate assumption of exactly giving you an understanding when I've really had to tap into these. So what my model of the world is going to be different to all of yours. So the way I see the world, you're all going to see it differently as well. So self-love to me is going to be different to you. Self-worth to me is going to be different to you. I am enough to me is going to be different to you. So how I want you to take this, I want you to get a pen and paper. I want you to close the door. I want you to be sitting at the edge of your bed, and I want you to be playing full out, yeah? And I want you to be able to understand that I'm just giving you a recommendation, and I want you to take in what's going to work with you, and I want you to discourage, and I want you to discard what isn't, okay? So we're gonna set this up in a normal way. So it's not going to be a normal teaching. It's not going to be a normal understanding of self-love. What you really need to come and understand firstly, and we're going to look at to create self-love, is these things that I'm going to teach and share with you tonight isn't going to happen overnight. Self-love isn't just going to pop down. Cupid isn't going to get the arrow and shoot you in the ass. It's going to take time. You need to be around the right people. You have to understand, you need to practice, you need to condition self-love. And self-love is when you're understanding that you're standing in your power and you're becoming the best version of yourself every day, and understanding what self-love means to you. And a really good tool so you know how self-love, how it's going to show itself, is by firstly writing it down, putting your intention of finding self-love. Yeah? What does it feel like? How am I going to know that I'm in self-love? Is this person, do you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know how to express it, if you don't know how to feel it, if you actually haven't put some homework down, you actually don't know what self-love is, how you're going to get it, and how you're going to move forward, yeah? So what I firstly say to you, what drives you? What gets you up in the morning? What keeps you safe? Self-love is a terminology that's understanding that you are enough. Self-love comes within. You don't need to look without. You don't need someone else to fill you up. You know, you don't worry about the external and go, oh my God, geez, I have to prove to this person, I have to be that. I have to be a size 6. I have to be a big guy. I have to drive a Ferrari, or whatever these materialistic things are. Self-love is going to give you this, and I want you all to listen to this. Self-love is going to give you a tolerance. Will I put up with this? Enough is enough. Am I going to keep showing up to be that amazing man, to be that amazing woman, and I don't get appreciated for who I am? My self-love will remove me from the environment. Yeah? Self-love gives you an understanding and a tolerance to keep putting up with something that doesn't serve you, to keep putting up with being overweight, not like looking in the mirror, not being, comfortable with the way you look. Self-love is giving you that understanding. Do you want to just be struggling from paycheck to paycheck? Self-love will give you an understanding as well if you're in an environment, if you're in an environment that isn't serving you. It goes on to all your life categories in the same thing. So firstly, I want you all to write down now, if you were experiencing self-love, how would it make you feel? So self-love, how would you operate every day? So if you operated from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed in self-love, how would you operate? Would you have more energy? You wouldn't have to just, date different people because, you just want to fill the void? Would you respect yourself more? Maybe not abuse yourself through alcohol or antidepressants or drug or for food? It's all these, yeah? So what you need to understand is with self-love, you really need to put yourself in that in that perception of, this is a big one for me. Do I love myself enough to keep living like this, or I want to get better? Do I want to put up with these sort of environments or people, or I don't deserve that? So a self-love realization is understanding if everything was removed out of my environment, I would be okay, because I know that I have enough self-love for myself to keep myself going. I don't need to look at it with another person, or I don't need to be in the in crowd. I don't do what I need to do because I want to. Because I need to, I do it because I choose to. Self-love is understanding that you will have a tolerance of not growing or growing. Feeling good about yourself or smothering those feelings. Yeah? And this is a thing that I really want you to understand. That you aren't going to be alone. There are millions and billions of people out there, yeah? So if you say, oh my God, if I leave this person or I leave this thing, I'm going to be lonely. No, you're not. That is a massive limiting belief. If you stay there and you stay inside and you don't show your love, then that's different, yeah? But what I want you to understand, that with self-love, you get up and that's going to keep you motivated because you deserve better. I deserve better, I deserve better, I deserve better. So if you feel like you're struggling in life, if you feel like you're a little bit lost, if you feel like, okay, what's going on? You have to stop being out here and you need to come into here and into here, yeah? Once you align your subconscious with your heart center, that's when things get sexy, yeah? So how I'm telling you this and how I've experienced it, it is your mind is your control center. And your heart center is your power station. So that is going to lead you where you want to go, but your heart is going to move you where you're going to go. If your heart isn't in the right place with your head, you're not going to go anywhere because your heart is the power station. So what that means in English terms is you need to start understanding that you need to stop this outside scatter. If that environment or that partner is not serving you, you need to stop that, serve that, get educated and lead them and then move on. So why I'm telling you this and how we're going to move through it is that you do need to put in the work. You do need to focus on what does self-love mean to me? You know, what are my internal drivers? What are my motivators that's going to give me self-love? Am I going to be putting up with someone doesn't appreciate me? Or I'm going to be putting up with people that want to bring their shit into my environment? Am I going to put up to low vibrational people? I'm going to put up to abusive people? Am I going to put up? That's what you need to understand. Self-love is not, hold on a minute, that doesn't come into here. None of that. That's not got to do with, oh geez, but I might hurt their feelings. No, people, what you have to understand, how do you feel? This is what I want you to remember. How do you feel being around that? Does it make you feel good? No, then, hey, then that's the world and yourself is telling you something. How does that make you feel? This is what you need to understand. if you can take anything out of these 50 messages, these, I always call it 50 shades of messages that I'm about to share with you, that do not smother what you're feeling. Because if you're smothering what you're feeling, you aren't giving yourself that self-love, because your heart's going, hey, this doesn't feel right. This person doesn't feel right. No. And what we do is we smother the feelings. Oh, it will get better. They will change. Oh, no, you know what I mean? Like, hold on a second. Love yourself enough to not put up with that bullshit, their environment, that low vibration, the abuse, the overweight, being broke, the scarcity mindset, anything that doesn't serve you. Love yourself enough to understand that it's a choice. You sit there or you don't. Okay? Self-love is a ceremony. All right? I want you to remember this, and especially the ladies. It's a ceremony. So a ceremony means that self-love isn't just going to pop out. Like I said, Cupid isn't just going to come down and shoot an arrow in your bum, or you're just going to go, oh my God, I love myself. You need to have a goal to work towards. So a ceremony is looking after your temple, looking after your body, eating good foods, having balance. Yeah, not abusing yourself because, do you know what I'm saying? Listening to your body, listening to how you feel. If you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling drained, then stop. Love yourself. Do what you need to do. Meditate. Do the lady things. Men, go to the gym, swim, sauna. Look after yourself, because that is a sign of self-love and appreciation. Yeah? And understanding that once you get self-love, I'll go back to this in a moment. This is your core motivator. This is where it all starts. It starts from in here. Your self-love is your core motivator. Once you can get that firing, or the better that gets, and the more you love yourself, these are all the different paths in life you take. Relationship, health, family, career, contribution, purpose. So once you get your self-love going, the rest of your life will start to rock and roll. So this is self-love, yeah? So the rest of your life will rock and roll, if you can see that. So that's self-love, and these are all the past. Because what happens is, think about this. Just tell me. Well, I haven't been in your lives. I know some of you. But have you noticed that if you're not truly whole in yourself, do you feel like you're making it up every day? Do you feel like you're just existing? Do you feel like you've got one foot in, one foot out? Do you feel like you go good and then you fuck up again? Do you know, it's like people that they do good in life and then they fuck up, and then they try really hard to get back up to make it all good. They've already got their foot in their mud and they're leaving footprints. But then what happens is they fuck up again, yeah? Or they try really hard again in the relationship and the relationship fails, yeah? Or they try really hard, and the reason why I say try, because they don't do it. That's because it all starts and ends with self-love. Give you an example. People that fail in the gym do not truly have that self-love, and they're forced themselves by doing an activity, but because they truly aren't motivated, their core motivators aren't the self-love, they aren't going to get great results. And then what's going to happen? Because they don't get great results, they stop, or they function at 30%. They're thinking, well, look, if I go, what are we saying? Awesome. If I say that's, or if I'm going to do something without my self-love, then what happens is you feel like you're existing. You feel like a zombie, that you're going day by day and hoping something will change. Then life gets hard and you really feel it. Because in anything that you do, if you don't have the self-love, you're doing meaningless tasks. Day by day goes, you feel like a zombie, you're doing it, it doesn't feel great, and you walk around with no fulfillment. As Tony Robbins says, life without fulfillment is the biggest failure. This is another thing. Without self-love, you aren't truly going to get what you want, because you're basically doing things to keep you safe, and you're occupying your mind. You know what, I'm doing a little bit of this, and I'm doing a bit of that, and I'm doing that, but I'm moving forward. Now, hold on a minute. What do you truly desire? What do you truly desire? What happens is people get their initial goal. They go through life and they get their initial goal. Yeah? They get that goal. And then what they want to do, oh, yep, I'll just take my foot off the accelerator, and they actually slow down. Yeah? Hey, good to have you on, everyone. I'm just having a look at their names now. Lucy, good to have you on. So this is a simple thing. People will get up, they will go and do their job, or they might have a business, or they'll be in a relationship, or they will do what they need to do. But because they truly don't love themselves, they will put themselves in an environment that does not give them fulfillment, does not light them up. But guess what? 98% of the people in Australia, in the world, oh, that's okay because we have to do it. It's a job. We'll just put up with that. That's just life. No, it isn't life. No, it isn't. When you truly love yourself, you will have a tolerance, but you won't put up with nothing but exceptional. So the most successful people that I've been around, you know what they tell me? What's the biggest thing? This is the biggest thing. And I said, look, if you can tell me something in a nutshell, I just want to be able to pick your brains, how you got successful. They said, when we truly found the core of finding our self-love, the rest of everything else came easy because it wasn't a task. It wasn't that we had to do it. It wasn't homework. It wasn't self-development. It wasn't that we had to force it. It didn't become long. It didn't become monotonous. We didn't create haves and wants. We created experiences and we created moments. Yeah? So, I'm just having a look. Good. Thanks, Kai. So, it's not really a speech, it's from the heart. So, a lot of things that people create, that they just exist and just cruise through life like a cloud. But when the cloud, there's a bit of rain, when there's a storm, when there's bills, when there's heartache, when some shit happens, that seems to really affect them because they truly don't. Because if you're making it up, people, your foundation of you as a human being is not strong. And when a house doesn't have strong foundation, which is your self-love, it gets knocked down pretty bad, yeah? And then what happens is, people cause this thing so-called depression, and they focus on one bad thought, they focus on another, they talk bad about other people, they talk bad about themselves. I won't be successful, I'll never have a relationship. Oh, look, I'm overweight, I'm never gonna lose that. Oh, I'm broke. You know, my relationship shit, there's no good men out there, there's no good women out there. I hate my life, I might as well just do something. Does it sound familiar? It sounds familiar because this was me. But guess what? And I'm on a journey of self-love, I'm still loving myself, getting to find my core, but my core is getting strong. So my tolerance to put up with shit or not is becoming quite clear. Yeah? Why do you call it so-called depression? Because depression is not a real thing. It's a name that allows you to feel sick for you to say, well, I've got depression. There's no proven test, and this is a fact, that there is a test that actually gives you a medical reason, and a medical reason that you have been diagnosed with depression. Depression is a word that flaps in the wind, that when you feel down, because depression, and this is not about that, but I'm going to let you know about it. So-called depression is I'm sick, so I can feel sorry for myself. I'm sick, so I can just sit there and be abusive. I'm sick, so you know what? I can just sit there and just operate and not be that person that I need to be. Oh, you know what? You're sick, so I'm going to give you pills. I was so-called diagnosed from a doctor. Many doctors in when was it? In Florida, in Melbourne, that I had manic depression. If I believed them, do you think that I would be here talking to you? Fucking no, I wouldn't. They filled me up with drugs. They filled me up with all this other stuff, but because I wanted to still live, I love myself, wasn't going on, yeah? I'm still building my core back from the exact kind of things you talk about. Awesome, Stacey. I'm loving how much you push yourself, and I know it's been a challenge with you. So the whole thing, and look, if you want to talk a little bit about depression, I'll get you to do something. Put a pen in your mouth. Look at the ceiling, push your head back as far as you can with a pen in your mouth. Look at the ceiling, then try to think about a bad thought, yeah? Because if you so-called people with depression, do you ever get happy? Do you ever think of a good thought? Do you ever laugh? Of course you do. Depression means a constant state of depression when you cannot get out of that because you're diagnosed with a sickness. Believe that, and you might as well walk around with a brick wall in your head and just do that. People need to wake up. Seriously, wake up. And that's a recommendation that saved my life, and it saved lives of tens of thousands of people that I've been helping, yeah? And it comes down to self-love. That, do you think if you love yourself enough that you're going to sit there and just go, oh, I hate my life, oh my God, I'm not going to be successful? Fuck that. Are you serious? If you love yourself enough, do you feel like you're going to put that poison in you and numbs you down? If you love yourself enough, are you going to listen to someone? Because guess what? Are there cases of people that have so-called depression and mental illness getting better? Fucking millions. I'm one of them. So please don't let you, if you're going to be in my environment, sit there and say, well, I'm depressed, oh, that's why I can't do this, I can't do that, so on and so forth, all right? I'm fine up with that because a big part of my life, I thought that there was something wrong with me, yeah? And because of no self-love, no self-worth, and I didn't think I was enough, okay? So this is why it's fucking, people go, oh, but Leigh, you've got this life now, and oh, hey, I'll tell you what, I was going through challenges today that I seen, because I help a lot of people, yeah, but people keep wanting to fuck up in their lives, and you know what? My self-worth and am I enough, and my self-love goes, am I causing this? Is there something wrong with me? Why is it happening? And then I realized I got this smack in the face today, boom, by either it was one of my past relatives, it was a guardian angel, smashed me in the face, boom. And they said, hey, and this voice popped up in my head. How dare you say that? You know what? It was probably my heart. They go, how dare you say there's something wrong with you? If people out there don't appreciate who you are and what you're doing, that's their fucking problem. If the world doesn't appreciate you standing up and telling people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, then that's fucking their problem. And guess what? I truly believe that, because when you look at it, when you go deep on it and you go, hold on a minute, that is so true. That is so true, that if you can't stand up in front of someone, being their friend, being their leader, being their coach, you've got the results, and let them know, hey, can you do better, yes or no? Yes. Then where's the self-love, the appreciation to say, take out all that fuzz and say, yes, I can be better. I can move on. And then I'm thinking, fuck, you know what? There was a business coach that I had that he made this assumption that I was talking about him about something, and then then all of a sudden he didn't want to work because he didn't even get on the phone. And then I'm thinking, hold on, did I cause that? Did I do that? Or someone else doesn't like me leading in the right way? Because you know what? This is what I want you all to think about. Phil. In the businesses, what we're doing as a coach, as mentors, I've had some coaches that I have to book in a message, or I have to book an appointment to send a text message, yeah? With what I do, I go out of my way so much in what I'm doing tonight as well, because I want people to learn. You see people going down the wrong path. They are still in their nappies. They are still in their training. This is the thing. You've been doing it for 7 years. You've got a team of people behind you, and you see people wanting to do that, and there is no self-love because they're getting caught up with that, you know? And you can't say anything, and then they go, hold on a minute, why are you saying that? Why are you doing this? Fuck that. So what happened, and I want you all to think about this. I know we've all been in relationships. I know that we've all been in marriages, had boyfriends, had girlfriends, whatever their relationship is. And there's been times when there's breakups, when you've had a little bit of, you get your feathers rough, or, a bit of a rough time. And what happens is, and we end up putting up with that. We end up putting up with those people. We end up going, oh, you know what? I'm going to put up with that because I might be lonely, or I could have been me, or I'm going to believe that person what they're saying. You know deep down that you haven't done anything wrong. You know deep down that you're standing in your power, you're being a beautiful woman, you're being a beautiful man, you're being understanding, you're doing this, you're successful, you want to be growing on. That's your self-love screaming out, hey, fuck. But you drop your self-love, you drop your self-worth, and you're not enough because you will still stay in there and you start listening to that person. You drop your vibration, you drop your self-love, you drop your self-worth, and you go, Am I enough? I don't really feel like I'm enough, so I'm going to hold on to this person, yeah? And it might be good for a couple of days, and then boom, again. And then you question it, boom, again. It gets good for a few days, boom, again. That is not self-love. That is not self-worth, and that is not I am enough. That is you existing because you want to stay in your comfort zone because you're too afraid to get uncomfortable for a little bit and then go and be with your knight in shining armor or go and be with your real queen. Because yes, there's times when we, everyone that understands that, but what I'm going to say, people, when you stand in your self-worth, your self-love, you will create an understanding of a tolerance. Will I put up with this anymore? Will I put up with the life that I'm living? Will I put up with the space that I'm living in? Will I put up looking like this? Will I put up with my bank account? When you have self-love, your standards are up here. And guess what? There's not many people up there because not many people have self-love. Not many people have self-worth. And not many people can say, I'm enough. And what I was going to say before, which I got excited about, when I've been around, when I used to live in Hollywood, when I lived in Bali, I traveled around the world, I asked these amazing, successful people. And it's not about the money, the success, they had a heart, it was as big as Far Labs. And guess what they said to me? It all come together when I truly stepped into my self-love, knew I was worthy of exceptional results, and it didn't matter if I was with so-and-so or who I had around me. I knew by the time I got up, by the time I went to bed, I was comfortable because I am enough. I don't need to do this to fill the day. I don't need to do whatever I need to do and, whatever they said to go and fill anyone else's, ego. I do what I want to do because I know that I'm enough and I know that I'm a gift to this world. When you can start functioning like that and truly believe, and then each day expand a bit more, each day, you want to sharpen up your skills of love, self-worth, and I am enough. Because guess what? Most people around us will drop your self-love, self-worth, and I'm enough because they don't love themselves. They're lazy. They act they instead of being reactive, if they're proactive, they act reactive. Yeah, they're going around angry. They're going around messed up. They're being fucking their lives up. They don't care about anyone else. And if you put yourself in that environment and start believing that and letting them affect you, or even giving that person an inch of your time or inch of your space and your mindset, you do not love yourself. Because why do people act like that? Yes, okay, sometimes people be weak, but what is your tolerance? That's what I'm saying. What is your tolerance? Do you want to keep just living day by day? Do you want to just keep existing? Or this is what I said to someone today. They said, Leigh, how much is to work with you one-on-one? How much is the retreats? How much is the workshop? And I said, okay, firstly, do you want to know the value that you get? And they're like, no, I just want to know how much it is. And that's why I put that post up before. It's like looking into a box or going like that and just saying, okay, this house, I can feel it. How much is it? But the guy's going, you can't see what it is. Do you even know what you're buying? No. I just want to know how much it is. But you don't know what you're buying. How can you value it? Oh, do you know what I'm saying, people? And it's crazy. What that shows me, it is when you know the value that you're getting into, when you want to know the connection you're getting into, when you want to know about that. And what I'm telling you, that comes down to your self-love and self-worth, because you need to understand how much, and this is a big thing, and I'm going to share something with you, yeah? Do you guys mind if I share something personal? So, where my life changed, when I stopped doing the poor man's education, where I really started to stop lying to myself, when I truly started to love myself. And guess what? This was a big thing that one of my teachers taught me. And it was really powerful. That, you know how you ladies, you go on shopping or something, and you'll spontaneous, I want to buy something, I want to feel better, and you buy shoes, and you go and buy chocolate, and it's emotional therapy or retail therapy, as you call it. That just fills a void. That makes you feel quick because, oh look, I'm buying that and I've got something. It gives me a feeling. It's just a quick band-aid, and then later on it just sits in the wardrobe of the other 100 dresses. But what I'm going to tell you is, once I truly started to love myself, I started to educate myself. I started to say, you know what? Because I didn't think I was very educated. I couldn't speak. I had a speech impediment. I was part deaf. I couldn't type, I couldn't even spell my name, and now I don't even need to look at the keyboard. And sometimes I need to proofread because I do it quite quickly. And some people are going, well, that's not professional. Well, you know what? Let's meet halfway. I don't want to be professional, but if you can't read what I'm reading, then hey, I'll meet you halfway there. But for a long time, I believed the world that I was this big meathead. I didn't have nothing to give. I believed ex-girlfriends, I got the short straw out of all my friends. Let alone that I was a private bodyguard, electrician, and living in a penthouse in Richmond, and then I believed that even then, yeah? So what happened in life, because I didn't truly love myself and I didn't know how to express myself as I am now, I decided to wear a vest and ride motorbikes and go around and be a bully, yeah? And basically do these ones, and that's why they do it in the videos. So, or in the pictures, it's like fuck the world. And I thought, hold on a minute, I'm better than this. I can love myself. I can push through. I know that I can be that person, that I can grow, and I can be someone that can give back. So when I truly love myself, my tolerance of, will I put up with that? Do I want to just, do I want to be in a job? Do I want to be someone that's basically, I'm told what to do here and there? And that's a big thing as well. So the more I started to love myself, the more I gave the exchange to others that had what I wanted, and it was a ceremony of love. Because you see people that congruently have what you want, and you love yourself enough that you're willing to give an exchange of energy, which they say currency, but I say it's an exchange of love. The more energy that you put into people's lives, and the more you make a person feel that desired feeling, and you become a problem solver, and the more the more right energy, and you lift people up, leaders creating leaders, the better you have everything, and the more you have everything in your life. But you need to do it. You don't do it, well, I want to help him, and I want to help him, and I want to help him, and then I'm going to get this amount back. No. I don't know most of you on this live stream, yeah? There is nothing there. I'm doing this out of the kindness of my own heart, because if you can take one thing away, I've done my job tonight, yeah? If you can understand that if you step into your power and you have a tolerance to stop putting yourself in pain, then I've done my job. If you can say, well, you know what, I'm sick and tired of people saying, not upholding their promises, then I've done my job. If that is you and that's what I've done, then thank you, yeah? And then I've actually, when I say thank you, it's not me. Thank you for seeing the value. More importantly, thank you for actually making the change. So what I find in life, that when I was younger, I was bullied. I wasn't a big kid. When I say a big kid, so I was 6 foot, and I didn't not bite back, but I didn't stand up for myself. And that happened to me throughout school. The only way I could express myself was through my hands, fighting, or through my sport, because I played college basketball, played AFL, and then I started becoming, and I was a promising bodybuilder. But that wasn't how I truly wanted to express myself, because through, you're not going to go, well, what's your name? And you're going to show someone how to play basketball, and that's how you're going to communicate. No, that was only a small part of my life. So what I had to understand was, when I started going back into and this is a story that's very relevant, when I went back into doing a trade, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, I existed. I didn't love myself to apply myself or to study or to do whatever I needed to do, because I truly didn't love myself and I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't feel like I had a place in this world. I didn't think I was enough. So let alone do live streams, I couldn't even speak to a person one-on-one. I would stutter, I'd go red in the face, I'd forget what I was going to talk about. I'd basically look at the ground and I'd be like, my name's, before you know it, the person just walked away. But I had this message like you all have. You have this lion, you have this lioness in you, just wants to roar, wants to get this message out to the world. And this is how it came about. So, and this is what I'm teaching you guys. I've given you a roundabout, but I like to teach through life experience, because I think that's a lot more powerful than a book. That's someone else's model of the world. That's someone else's opinion. So I didn't talk, I didn't stick up for myself for years. And when I went to my trade as an adult apprentice, I was bullied. I was a big guy, and all they got me to do, they called me the forklift. So they go and move this around, move that around, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hold on a minute, that doesn't feel right. I want to be able to, I want to learn. I want to know how to wire things up. I want to become an electrician. I'm not here to lift things. And that didn't go too well because they go, hold on, you're just an apprentice. How will you be able to stand up? You're not supposed to be standing up for yourself. I said, hold on a minute. I love myself enough. I'm not going to put up with that shit. I'm not going to put up with you speaking to me like that. I don't care. This job is not worth how I feel. And I want you all to remember that. If you put yourself in a position and you're just doing it for money and it makes you feel terrible, then think about that. Is that worth you going to work or going to a place, having anxiety? Because through my time, and you don't feel like you're getting justice, you don't feel like you have the self-worth, the self-love and self-appreciation, and you keep yourself there, that's when I started going on a downward spiral. That's when depression people, because all I was focusing on, those people, focusing going to work, absolutely hated it, forced myself, it was a prison that I got paid for. Okay, so once I started to really start to love myself as a man, to understand that my self-worth was, you know what, I've been in a champion basketball, I've been a champion sports person, I'm a funny dude, I'm good to party with, you know what, and I've got the biggest heart most people wouldn't even know about, then fucking hell, why am I doing this? Like, I go to work and I feel this big, then why am I just doing this? Why am I around these people that don't love me or don't appreciate me? Why am I around these, when I was single back in the day, these girls that it's just basically you wake up, you don't even know what her name is. It's just, hold on a minute, this is just recycled really shitty energy. And I've just started to realize, and I've started to, not me stepping in, but I've tasted a little bit of that energy. And I want to explain. So, through this journey of self-discovery and self-love and going through, it's not, well, I'm going to stick off on myself, I'm going to become a bully. But once I did lose my self-love in my adult years, guess what? How do you think I got my message out? With violence, with aggression, with understanding, hold on a minute, like it wasn't talking, you wouldn't talk. And I don't want to tell you what, we used to do. It was just, that's it. Well, you know what? I don't love myself enough to communicate. So now, just recently, there are always going to be people in your life that don't treat you the right way, yeah? And guess what happens? And this is going to be a big thing that you all have to really deal with. As you go through with a strong message, as you go through being a leader. So do you think that Michael Jordan would have had people that try to take him down? Tony Robbins, Oprah, anyone that wants to shine, everyone wants to be that beacon of light. You're going to have people that feel threatened by you and are going to act in a way because your strength, your self-love, your conviction is going to show their true colors. What this means is, when you come from a place where you are here to help, you are shining, you're a true leader, and you're a true warrior of light, people with insecurities, people that have these massive voids in their hearts, massive voids in their life, they will come there and you will see that. And this is the biggest test, and it's proven me to this day, it proved me a couple of weeks ago, that when you come into that, when you start to stand into that power, and when you say, hey, hold on a second, well, this is what we're doing, but I need to know what's going on here, what's the next step, and actually say from your heart, and actually stand your ground and say, wait, I need to know what's going on, and pull back the reins and start to take charge, these people will, boom, they will do things because they get faced with someone that truly loves themselves and does not take BS, does not take bullshit. That's not a big bully. That's like, hold on a minute. I'm telling you I feel a certain way. And if you don't like that, and I'm telling you that let's go on, I want to know what's going on. If people can't respect that, they do not love themselves. And if they don't love themselves, would they love you? Would they love the relationship? No way. So that's how I have found, what as Maddie said, funny when you talk about that, I just can't imagine it's been because, been knowing you now. Awesome. Because this is a really big understanding, and everyone knows that who work with me, I've got a huge heart, massive heart, and I will do anything to see you grow. But if you act like a fuckhead, I'm not going to sit there and go, that's cool. I'm going to say, well, you act like a fuckhead. I love myself and enough to not put up with your shit. Yeah, sorry, you fucked up big time and I'm helping you. So guess what? Well, I might give you a second chance if you prove yourself, but at the end of the day, that's what happens. And this is a big thing, especially for you ladies. If you want to know a man truly loves you, then you stand in your power and you don't take any shit. Meaning, don't be like all cocky, whatever, but be ready with what you want. Express what you want up front straight away. And if a man that truly wants you, he will not chase you, but he will stand up to the plate. Men, if you truly love yourself, you won't be cocky, but you stand in your power, not insecure. Oh no, can you do this? And you say, no, hold on a minute. This is what I'm willing to put up with. This is what I want. This is what I'm committing myself for you. And this is what I expect from us to have a great relationship. If we can't meet that, then that's it. Yeah, I'm talking from the heart. I'm expressing that. And that's exactly what I did in a relationship, a working relationship just recently. Wanting to know where we're going. Wanting to know, let's go, let's go, let's go. I've got hundreds of people that are relying on me to grow. I've got plans, as you can see, ready to go. When you're just saying to someone, strangers that you've never worked with, hey, what's next? What are we doing? And then they don't like that. They don't like, hold on a minute. Shouldn't we be able to ask, shouldn't you want someone to show their love, show that respect, wanting to grow? Wouldn't you want that? And it's just really funny. And I sat there for a few days and the reaction, I wanted to say, okay, well, let's see how they react. And the way they reacted was just, wow. Thank God it happened now. Yeah? So how you see people's true colors and how you will find when you go through life, how it's basically, you know when you go for those movies and you don't know they're a vampire and you go like that and all of a sudden they turn into a vampire? How are you going to see people's fangs and how are you going to see everyone turning into a vampire is by you standing in your love and your truth, speaking your mind, not from your ego, but speaking from here. Yeah? That called making followers, exactly, and that's a really good point as well. If you're an inspiring leader, someone that wants to help others, mentor, coach, and this is the thing, you should want people that want to stand in their power, love themselves enough to say, let's go, what's going on? Let me know what's happening. And if you don't, and if you start going, if you want to suppress people, no, hold on a minute, we'll do things my way, and that's it. Don't you talk. You talk and I'll call you back when I want to call you. No, it does not work like that. And that's the same thing and this is what I want to, it's both people as well. You know when you just meet somebody, and you like them or not, and then I'll call you back, yeah? And then every 2 seconds, you're on the phone. Your self-love, your self-worth, you do not act like that. Because if that person doesn't want you enough, or they will tell you, hey, one person out of the billion, yeah? It's the same thing, or the relationship doesn't work and you're sitting there going, oh my God, it doesn't work and I'm not good looking enough. No, you get on with it. It's their loss, yeah? This is another thing as well. What people don't understand. That's any interaction that you have with anybody, yeah? That if it's in a relationship, business relationship, working relationship, with another human being. Remember, you can't expect too much from humans these days because they're walking around uneducated, lazy, in their comfort zone, angry, lost, with their old conditioning, believing all this false facade. How are you expecting them to be good people? There are so many probabilities against people that are holding them down, clouding their mind. So, with all these expectations, what's that telling you? You do not need to look without, you are enough. And how you develop, as we said, we've gone enough into the self-love, how you develop your self-worth, what makes you worthy? How do you feel worthiness? And you start to break it down in all your life categories. Because you don't want to just go, oh, I want that and that, no. A crazy mind. A confused mind does nothing and says no. So if you want to have your worthiness, you start to put your worthiness in your health. How do I feel worthiness? In my wealth, in my contribution, in my legacy in my family, in my relationship with me and another, my passion and enjoyment, my spiritual being, and in my power, or whatever your life categories are. Start electing and start becoming consciously aware of how you feel worthy. Because if you don't know the strategy, if you don't know, then do you know what I'm saying? So it's like this. You've got a phone, the worthiness phone, and you want to call worthiness, yeah? And if you have one of the digits wrong, you're not going to get through. Hello, I'm calling worthiness. Are you there? Beep, because you don't have the right digits. What that means is, that's the strategy. If you don't know what the strategy of feeling worthiness, and then constantly practice it and condition it, practice it, condition it, get better and better and better. And the more you start to bring your awareness in all your life categories, how does it make you feel worthy? I'll give you guys an example of me. I feel self-worth in my health when I feel strong, when I have energy, when I look at myself and I feel great, that I know my body and my athletic ability is growing. I know that, I feel adequate. I inspire people from the way I look. That is my worthiness in my health, yeah? My worthiness in my wealth, which is freedom, time, choice, power, is I know that I'm putting out a lot of energy, and at the same time I'm getting a reward, which is an exchange. That the energy I'm putting out, people are valuing that, and through that you get a return. And with my freedom time, so I have more freedom. I have more time. I create my own choices. I'm creating more growth because I have that energy, and at the same time I have more power and stability to help people. That's my worthiness through my health. That I don't need to, that's my worthiness through my wealth. That I don't need to rely on someone else. I'm creating my own, and I'm feeling worthy in that department. In my contribution, my self-worth is when I wake up in the morning and I have hundreds of messages, people saying, you've done this to me, you've done that, in a good way, you saved my life. And, sometimes you get a few bad ones, but, you can't save them all. But understanding that you've helped this person, they've gone back and helped their family, they've gone help their husband, their father, whoever, I'm feeling worthy because I'm creating leaders to lead others. Yeah? Same as goes, so you want to start understanding your worthiness. How do you feel worthy? How can you break that down? How can you move forward? How can you be that person that wants to elaborate and understand? First, if you don't know what the strategies are and you don't put your consciously awareness to them, then you won't know how to feel worthy. All right? Being worthy is understanding, and this is what you have to remember. You are a gift, yeah? You are. You're a gift in this world. And I'll write that. When you understand and truly believe that you are a gift in this world or to this world, then you understand your worthiness is that you do not need to mold to someone. You don't need to look like anyone. The more and the better you get at being you, the more self-love you have, straight out, the more worthiness you ever have, and congruently you'll know and believe and act that I am enough. And I know that from my own experiences, by someone that had low self-worth, no love, no conviction, so-called confidence. I don't like the word confidence. I think it's fake. I feel it's fake, confidence. I don't have confidence. No, hold on a minute. It's fucking self-power. It's self-identity. It's self-love. Confidence is something to put you in the grey area. Let's just stay there. Now go to the root cause, and that's your self-love. Once you have self-love, don't worry about confidence. Once you have self-love, just worry about superpowers. Yeah? Oh, let's have confidence. We'll just keep it nice in here, and like depression and comfort zone. And we'll keep it here because then we don't have to actually face or sort out the root cause. You know what I'm saying? So you are a gift to this world. And that's very, very powerful. Once you start understanding your gift, you get better at it. It's not, I'm a gift to this world and I'll just stand still. No, you keep bettering yourself, because the better you get at being you, the better your life gets, the better you impact people, the better you turn people around in their energy, so on and so forth. And again, if people come through your life and you have enough self-love and they don't do the wrong thing by you, you let them know in the right manner. Now hold on a second, it doesn't go this way. You aren't going to make assumptions. You aren't going to, steal my time, my energy, my love, because I love myself enough and know what I'm doing. And I can put my hands up if I fuck up, and I can be a nasty person. I will let you know. But there is too many people that want to come through life and they see a dog, yeah? And one of those big pit bulls, and they go, hold on a minute. You know what? Let me see how many times I can slap it in the face until it bites me. And then then the dog bites and the dog bit me. Stupid dog, it's that dog. Hey, guess what? That dog bit me, all right? And then you go and get the police and you put the dog down, but you're the one that did it. Yeah? What that simulation is for is what people don't understand is some people, people that love themselves, they're not bullies, but people that will stick up for themselves because they love themselves, yeah? But This is the big thing. There's people that argue a point, but don't even have anything, but they fucked up. That's not self-love. That is ego. That is scarcity. That is because you're a scared little man or little girl that you're doing that. And that's not self-love, people. Please remember this. Self-love is you're not willing to put up with low vibration, that negativity, someone bitching about someone else. No. You love yourself enough to put yourself in that right environment to know, and where it starts from your intention. From even the conversation, the connection, what's your intention? My intention is to be able to give that love to that person to move them forward. If they don't see that, we can't, it's not up to us. Someone else's business. We have put that path out. We have attempted to help them. If they don't see it, then what do? Do you sit there and go, oh, you have to argue it and start punching on? Or you go, okay, if you can't see that, I can't hold a gun to your head. Yeah, but you stay in your power. Don't go, oh, geez, I fucked up. I'll be honest with you, I've learnt this for years. I'm sitting there going, fuck, maybe it's me. No, maybe it's me because I've had this resistance with this person, that person, and then honestly, my guardian angel just went, boom, gave me a punch in the back of the head, bang, and fuck, almost knocked my soul out of me. I've gone, and then they've gone, are you kidding me? So, and this is the thing. You have to be honest with yourself. When you do fuck up, you do. You can either apologize or say, hey, I fucked up. But this is the thing, people. When you love yourself, you have a tolerance. You have a bullshit filter. Do you want to deal with that? And guess what? When you stand in your self-love, ladies, and when you stand in your self-love, men, let's talk about the ladies first. Ladies first, always, yeah? Same with gentlemen. When you talk about, when you're in your self-love, you will attract the right man, because guess what? Men are really good at saying, hey baby, you're beautiful, oh, I love you, oh yeah, well, just to get you in the bed. True? And ladies, because they want that attention, oh, he loves me. No. So what you need to understand that when you move through, oh, thanks, I just saw that, Catherine, I'll read that in a second, thank you, I appreciate it. And when you understand that, hold on, this is what I'm willing to put up with, this is, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it's going to be. That real identity to the man will either stand up to the plate or run. Yeah? And that's the same thing as men as well. When you're in your self-love, you're not this cocky guy, hey, how you going, No. When you're in your self-love, the right woman, the right queen, the right masculine, that feminine being will be there because you're in your self-love. You're not, you're fussing over girls and, look, I can't be with, look, I don't really get many girls, but I'll buy them chocolates, I'll do this and that. No, that's not going to last, trust me. You're going to end up very lonely and spending a lot of money on people that they're going to use you, yeah? But when a man's in his self-love, you will attract that woman that truly believes in you and truly loves you. It's simple. Another thing, when you're going into a business venture, when you're going to a business relationship, someone that stands up with their self-love, who's a true leader, you will expose other people that want to create followers and build empires on the backs of broken, vulnerable, and blind people. You do it. I see it all the time. I experience it so many times. This is when I started to question myself, what am I doing wrong? What the fuck am I doing wrong? And have you ever thought about this? And I know I talk to some of the ladies that are on here, that you feel like, geez, it must be my fault I keep attracting these crazy abusive men. Or geez, it must be my fault that I keep attracting these for men, these women that cheat on me. What am I doing wrong? It's not what you're doing wrong, it's what you're doing right. Because were they the right people for you? Was that the right man? Was that the right woman? No. But guess what? Are you with them? No. Why? Because you have stood into your power and said, no, I love myself, I have enough self-worth, and I am enough. If you stay in that relationship, if you stay in that business interaction, people, then you know. See, I'm giving you understandings here. Fuck, I understand it. How does it feel? And when you're a true leader and you stand in your power, people that aren't true leaders that want to create more followers will be threatened by you because they know how, no, it's not confident, but where you come from a heart space to say, hey, this is how we're going. It's not going to go that way. Let's go. And if you can't speak from your heart, if you can't ask questions that are respectful, then you know what sort of characters they are, and they have a lot of growing up to do, yeah? And if you're in a relationship and you can't speak your heart to another man and say, hold on a second, no, this is not well, this is not feeling good. I'm telling you as a woman, you know, you don't need to scream and be a feral, but it's like, no, hold on, I love myself, but I'm telling you, this is what I need from you, baby, yeah? I'm being honest. If you can't meet me, then look, we're not going to sit here and get into no. If the man goes, fuck that, shut up, rah, you've got a choice. Stay or love yourself and get out of it, yeah? And have your self-worth and understand I'm enough. It might hurt for a little bit because you're so used to that. After a week or when you find that other person, you will forget about it. Same as this man. A woman wants to be understood and a man wants to be appreciated. They're the top values of polarity, yeah? A man wants to feel appreciated and a woman wants to be understood. So a lady, when they teach men, sit there and listen to them. Yeah, when they talk, sit there and listen to them. What you need to understand, that when a man wants to feel appreciated, that he wants to go up to his partner or, you know, his wife, his girlfriend, his fiance, and just when he's talking about understanding that, you know, like if you go to the medieval ages, and a king, he's got his queen. Yeah, I'm talking about a real king and queen. The queen doesn't go, oh, fucking shut up, I don't want to listen to you, oh, fucking, you're a sook, mate, off. Do you know what I'm saying? And the king's going, hold on, I'm trying to tell you that we just went to battle. I just killed, you know, I've taken over that kingdom. I've got, look, have you seen, you know, what's happened? I've got a cut on my leg, blah, blah, blah. It's simply that, yeah? It's the king wants to feel appreciated, the man wants to feel appreciated, and the queen wants to feel understood. Well, listen, I want to understand, this is how I feel, and I need you to meet me this way, blah, blah, blah. And it comes down to people, it comes down to that self-love. Just let me have a quick look at these messages. Catherine goes, yes, Leigh, I am a gift to this world. Absolutely, everyone is unique. Beautiful. Love it. Declaration. What if you don't have another environment to go to or they're your family? Good question. Your family is a choice. It doesn't matter. If your family isn't stepping up to the plate, it's up to you. It does not matter if they're your family. So because they're your family, are you going to put up with that? And if they're your family, can I say something, Lucy? And I'll watch what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it really blunt. If they're your family, they should be showing you love more than anybody. Well, that's just me, and that's what I've experienced, yeah? If they're your family, they should be giving you self-love. They should be upping your self-worth. They should be leading you and understanding that, hey, Lucy, you are enough. They should be the first people. If they're not, well, it's up to you then, yeah? And I know this. I know some people's families and environments, but that's up to you. Yeah, your family, and this is my recommendation, or this is my model of the world, because I come from a very close family, they should be the first people giving you self-love. They should be the first people giving you self-worth, and they should be the first people saying, Lucy, baby, you are enough. Yeah. If they're not, then you want to make sure that you want to keep searching for the right environment. Okay? And that's it. You don't go for scarcity. Oh, I'll go for them because they're showing me fake love. No. You know when people are congruent. You know when people are actually telling you the right thing, not because they want to tell you something so they can get your money or they can, or they can get you. No, you can feel it in your heart and you can feel it in your soul when people are congruently like that, yeah? And unfortunately, if the family isn't like that, then, some things we don't have control over, but we have control over how we let things affect us, how we feel, and where we're at, where environment, yeah? So just make sure that they're ticking the right boxes. And Catherine goes, totally agree. When we met yourself, love, they don't need to fulfill, and emptiness is oneself. They are completely whole and they step up to a sacred space and bring the person to a higher level. There you go. Love it. Awesome. Look, I'm moving everyone around. You're on the money with that one. I can't wait to watch this from start to finish when I get home. I saw you, right? You're eating dumplings. That's cool. Mary, press that. How are you? Good to have everyone on. Lucy, when you step into your power, then you have the ripple effect of the family, and that will happen anyway. So that's another thing as well. So what I'm teaching you about self-love, worth, and you're enough, in a relationship, both people don't need this, yeah? In anything, if you're standing across from anyone, in any relationship, in the family, in whatever, if you're still training someone that truly in their soul that loves you and that cares about you, Because what happens, people, and we all know this. By the time we're born, we grab onto bad habits. We have this plaque over our brain. We begin to lower our vibration. We listen to other people. We drop our standards. We let ourselves go. Okay, but you can change that. So what happens is, if you're truly standing in your power, you will lead people and they will show you their true colors and they will show you what they really care about. Congruently, if you stand in your power and they want to change, then they won't just go, I'm going to go, see ya, no. All right, how can we move forward? How can we fix this? Okay, and you're standing in your power, because this is the thing I want everyone to listen to, especially women. Do not drop yourself. Do not drop your standards to another person so they feel comfortable. No fucking way. Men as well, but I know ladies do it, yeah? And this is what it's about. You do not want to drop your standards to, just that person, I want to make them feel inadequate. No. They come up to you or they get the fuck out. Simple, yeah? And if you're sitting there expressing from your heart and someone's going, oh, shut up, fucking hell, you're an idiot. Oh, I don't want to listen to this. Then that's a choice. Do you listen to them? Do you want to deal with that? Or you want to say, someone from a man wants to listen to his queen and say, look, baby, I'm here for you. I've got your back. We're going to get through this. Everything's going to be fine. Or for ladies, and the man goes, listen to me. Yep, tell me, babe, what do you need from me? What do you need from me? I'm your man. I'm your protector. I'm sorry that I haven't been seeing that. What do you need from me? And then the woman will go, and you take notes. I'm being serious, you take notes, and then how do we move forward? That will make any woman feel pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going to block it there. And again, for men, a man will go, fuck, you know what? I've got a queen. Because guess what? Behind every strong kingdom is the queen. Who's stronger, the king or the queen? The queen, yeah? The king's at the front. He's the one that's winning the battles, but the queen is the one that's actually keeping the kingdom strong. So always remember that. If the queen isn't strong, the kingdom will fail. And that's it. The man needs to be strong. The man is the king. He's the leader. But it's you know what I'm saying? So remember that. Catherine goes, I want to be appreciated. To totally I stopped talking to my family 2 years ago. Only now I have set the boundaries because I understand I didn't receive love from the parents. And haven't given it to me. Okay, cool. And that's exactly right. You have to understand, because they're your brother or sister or friend, if they aren't bringing you up, if they aren't making you feel more loved, if they aren't serving you, but they're my family. So they should be lifting you up. They should be making you feel more love. But they're my family. Now hold on. Then they're the ones that firstly, they should be helping you out. And guess what? If you want to be that leader, you step into that power and they will either come up to your standards or they'll get out of your environment. Simple. I'll say that again. When you put yourself in an environment, and this is family, this is real friends, this is people that actually truly care about yourself and you, they will come up to your standards or they will get out of your environment. They'll get out of your environment because they will not want to grow and face who they want to be. They will come to your standards because they go, well, I deserve to be better. I respect this person. I want to stay in this person's environment and we'll grow to the top. Yeah? And how I know this very well, keep moving the camera. Hey, Elaine and everyone else is going on. Leslie, I saw Trent, don't know any better. And that's it. What they don't know, they don't know. So my experience of being the person that was resistive with growth, being around people that I saw were successful, yeah, that I got insecure. Who are these idiots? Especially when I lived in, Bali, I was around a lot of successful people and I lived in Hollywood. Look at this person, what do they know? Rah. Straight away, not even getting to know, making assumptions. Or there's an underlying jealousy. And the same thing is when I work with a coach or coaches. My thing was like, fucking hell, who are you to tell me? Like, you don't know everything. But my coach would say, I didn't say I know everything, but you're with me for a reason. And I used to say, fuck, I'm either have to raise my standards and stop with my ego bullshit, thinking I know something, which I was an expert about nothing, because this person's got the results, plus more, but actually really cares about me. And when you let your ego get in the way, when you go, fucking hold on a minute, and start arguing, you actually don't care for yourself, and you aren't showing yourself self-love appreciation. This person's going, because it's a simple thing. We know with our parents and we know with our mum, and dad, when they truly love us, yeah, that they smack your bum and go, hey, stop that. You go, no, why do they hate me? But then when you grow up, you go, fuck, they just cared. They didn't want me to burn my hand. They didn't want me to run in front of the bus. And that's what I started to do with my coaches. I'm like, I started getting egotistic. I started to go, oh, you can't tell me about that. I started to get, you know, that testosterone. Well, fucking, you don't know everything. I don't need to listen to you, blah, blah, blah. And then when I started really looking, going back, hold on. If I did this, am I here and he wants me to be here? Fuck. All he wants me to grow, he wants me to jump from A to B. Makes so much fucking sense. But when you're like, you miss out. You miss out on the magic. You miss out on the message because you're focusing on bullshit. There's enough bullshit out there. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? Go out there and deal with the bullshit. You won't last very long. So what I understood was I wanted to take myself up. So I said, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to apply myself. I'm going to do what they say, but even better. And I'm going to prove to them that I can. And guess what happened? My life done a 360, fucking somersault, backflip, forward flip, and just went boom, because I went up to their standards. Yeah? Or I could have removed myself out of their standards, and where would I have been? Making it up. Do you know what I'm saying? So then I'm like, fuck, that makes so much sense. And that was a simple thing of self-love. You can be jealous or you can be inspired. Exactly. Love that, Teresa. Very good, good. So that's, you know, I'll be honest with you, I've never ever been a jealous type. Oh, sorry, when I was younger, when I was insecure, that was a false statement. I did feel jealous. I felt spiteful. But once I started getting to my self-love, you know, people that I see that are successful, I'm like, fuck, I want to know how they did it. And I go to them and give them praises. I'll tell you a quick story. So the gym I go to in Richmond, everybody, it's so competitive. It's like if something dropped, it's like, and it is so, it's just so uptight, yeah? And everyone's competitive and the rest of it. And there's a guy that comes in there from America and he's got a really good body. And, you know, the guys don't look, they look at you and he just feels like you can go like that and there's a fight going to break out straight away. That's how it is. And what happened was that with that insecurity that was going on, I remember I went up to this guy, I said, hey man, I go, fucking hell, you got a sick physique, you know, good physique. And he's like, no, I appreciate it, man. He's like looking at me like, fuck, you're going to steal my wallet? I said, no, you know. And what happens is, like, he was so shocked. He goes, I wouldn't expect that from you. And I go, why? And he said, oh, because, you know, you look like this guy. You look like you fucking want to, you know. I'm like, nah. Hey, bro, I'm comfortable in myself. He goes, fuck you, you know, you train hard as well. You got a good build. I said, thank you, dude. You know, it wasn't gay or anything. There actually are a lot of gays there. There's nothing wrong with that. He was like, it was two men that were showing up that wanted to be that. And that's why it was so powerful that two men could sit there and go, fuck, bro, you know, you're looking good. Jeez. And then the guys, you know what? He didn't expect that. But because of all these, I call them show bags, yeah? People that swallow these kites and they walk around like this, especially in Melbourne, they're all show no go. They don't have that self-love. And how the fuck are you going to love anyone else? Why do you think there is so much violence? Why do you think there is so much cheating? Why do you think that no one wants to let you on the car and there's the biggest road rage, you know, in basically Australia? Australia is voted one of the worst fucking road rages in basically in the world. So that's what I'm going to say. Why would anyone else, if they don't love themselves, want to love someone else? So that's one big thing that gave me inner peace. Teresa going, so much stereotyping and judgment some people have, and then you meet some real people. And exactly, there you go. And that's exactly, they want to judge and the rest of that. So this is a big thing that gave me peace. That when you don't expect too much from others, you don't get hurt. And then you go, well, you know what? The world is in need for people like what I'm doing, like what you're doing. The world is in need of people that need to help. And that's why it gives me more motivation. That's what gives me that more understanding of what I want to do and how I want to help people, and giving that people that understanding of, all right, stop just showing up. Stop being that show bag. Stop just being with any guy. Stop being with any girl. Stop just getting big. And I know it's contradictive. I am that, and I get tattoos, but that's my art I like. Some people go, but you look like that big meathead. Well, you know, I hope I've got some value to give. You know, I might look like a meathead, but don't judge a book by its cover. So people would just want to have this facade. So what I want to tell you, and this goes very deep as well, because I'm giving you a lot of different understanding. So because people see the world and they experience the world through different experiences, through a different pair of eyes. So I'm giving you a lot of different examples if you guys are holding on to that. It's my brain, I always say, is like one of those bouncy balls. It goes boing, 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 boing. So, self-love, you need to understand and bring your awareness to what are the steps that takes you so you know you have self-love. What is the routine that you're committed to do every day so you know you're in your self-love? Because throughout the day, people will take your attention, your focus, and you'll forget about loving yourself. Yeah? Kids, other partners that don't care, work colleagues, bills, someone, just strangers. And when you have to stop all that, come back, be whole with yourself, stand into that power and connect with your self-love, then guess what? That noise goes, the pain goes. You become numb to the outside bullshit. You don't need to go and look for that outside void, that band-aid. Very, very powerful that you stop, press the button, you come back into your power and you say, okay, I'm getting into my self-love again. Let me have a look what the ladies have written. Sometimes you've got to tell a friend, tell a family to fuck off, to step up in life and power. Yeah, look, not really to fuck off. You can lead them in a way. If they don't want to, if it's going to get hard, you do not need to stay in an environment. You can lead them by what you do, not by what you say. Because you can say one thing, the way they will take it is the way they see all of the world. But what you do, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, that's how humans lead other humans, by what you do, by not what you say. Teresa, pull yourself out of your current situation and just ask yourself what makes up you. I love that. Hey Bella, couldn't help myself jump on. Hey Elaine, make sure you're resting. Awesome. So, understanding and going back into your self-love, self-worth. How do you feel worthy in every interaction, in all your life categories? Because you don't want to get too confused. Let's break it down in your wheel of life. How do you feel worthy in all your life categories, yeah? Worthiness is understanding. Do not look out, and you don't need to be, well, I'm going to be with that hot chick, she's going to make me feel worthy, or I need a Ferrari, or I need to be with that guy with the muscles, he's going to make me feel like a real woman. No, you need to know what makes you feel worthy. You need to know how you stand into that self-love, and then you condition it and you practice it and you keep going and you're expanding and you're moving forward, and then guess what? You grow. And understanding that you are enough. This is the big one, yeah? Understanding that you are enough. This won't come overnight. It won't. Understanding that you are a gift in this world. And the way you are going to truly believe, not because I'm standing here with my big buff head shining at you, I've been screaming at you for an hour and 15 minutes, you are truly going to believe you are enough when you show up every day to the world. I am enough. And the way you're going to show up can look differently for everybody. I'm going to give you an example how I show up every day. I show up, and some days, today I had a quite challenging day, I show up being a leader, being a coach, being a person of inspiration, being an understanding, being that person that wants to show people, show them the way, give them hope, give them light. I show up and showing I'm enough that I don't worry about, geez, what did I say wrong? Did I pronounce that word wrong? Did I stutter? Is anyone taking, how many people do I have on this live stream? That's not me showing up. I'm showing up because what I'm sharing with you inspires me. And what I do inspires me first, then I know it will inspire others, the right others. I know that I'm enough because guess what? I have taken my life from hell and back, and from hell and back, and hell and back. And through that process, through that strategy, which is it's my secret weapon, I share it with others. And that's what I all do. Everyone's got a story and no one else can be you. Yeah? No one else can be you. So what I say, don't get caught up with who you have to be, what you need to look, and what's your dress side, and how big are your biceps, or so on and so forth. Because guess what? And this is a little bit off track. You know what? One thing that really rubs me up the wrong way? There's so-called these love coaches and build the bridge and do all this stuff. And they talk about this love and appreciation, and here they are. But when someone wants to be their own person, when someone wants to speak their mind or that, they call it resistance. And they're like, hold on a minute. If you're all about love and the rest of that, you want someone to stand in their power. You know what I mean? But then it comes down, are you creating leaders? Are you creating warriors of light? Or are you creating followers? You can answer that question for yourself. So what I want you to understand, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else or the world, it's illogical, meaning that you're keeping the place safe and you're not doing anything wrong by yourself or any other people or the world. You need to understand that no one else can be you. So the more you stand in your power, the more you stand being you every day, that is a gift. People are going to want to be with you, be around you, and be you. Yeah? You are going to lift them up, because the more you can shine as being you, the more they will shine. Not by what you say, by what you do. Yes, I'm giving you an explanation of what I'm saying, but I'm being me. We communicate through voice, through tonality, auditory. Yeah, and you can feel my energy. So I'm showing up today for however long it's been, and I'm saying to you, I'm enough. But more importantly, you are showing me in the universe that you're enough just being on this live stream. Okay? You are standing in your power. You are gaining your self-love because you're on this live stream. You've committed, you're showing up, you're taking notes or not, or you can be sitting there going, fuck man, wish this guy shuts up. Who does he think he is? Your self-worth is understanding that I'm worthy enough because I want to grow. I'm worthy enough because I don't want to stay here. I want to expand. I want to stretch. So you all need to be proud of yourselves, yeah? Especially Elaine, and she's not feeling well, and everyone else, because I know a lot of you are going through challenging times. I'll be honest with you guys, since October, my life has been, there's been good, there's been ups, there's been downs. So what I'm going to say to you all, I know there is so many, everyone's going for everything. Lucy goes, warriors of light, doing their things, great intentions, awesome. Oh, thank you. And thank you for being, having this attention and having this focus. So, whatever's going on in your life, whatever isn't going on in your life, what I want you to remember, self-love comes from practicing self-love. Not by reading a book and just sitting there, not by watching a live stream and just sitting there, not by letting it go in one era, then the next minute, and then you just go back to your old standards. Self-love goes and shows, and this is a big thing. People that come through my courses, people that come through who I work with one-on-one, what they forget is simple. You do not go to a retreat and you're going to be healed. You do not work with me for a year, you're going to be healed. You don't do mindset, subconscious reprogram, you're going to be healed. You have to go back and keep loving yourself and keep working at that and conditioning. And guess what? Unfortunately, I said something to the team last night with self-love, with appreciation, and because these people weren't coming from that self-love, they looked at it in a completely different manner. And do you know what I'm saying? And most of the world functions like that. And guess what? I did. When I didn't love myself, when I didn't have self-worth, or I knew I was enough, I had a big problem with authority. I hated the world. I didn't have a coach. I did this. And guess what? That's okay. I was in my head with my ego, but guess where I got? Nowhere. Had no money, had no health. I wasn't giving back to the world. Relationship, forget about it. I didn't have a relationship with myself because it starts from self-love. Being open to understand when you love yourself, you are wanting to grow, but when you don't, you're going to push back. So self-love, people, comes from understanding what's the identity and the character that you need to be every day in all your life categories that you're in your self-love. What is the expression of you loving yourself and then loving someone else? How are you going to know? How are you going to feel? And how are you going to see when you're in your self-love? You need to write it down. See it every day. You need to master this, because if you don't know, you're making it up, and you might be in self-love, but because you don't have any conscious awareness of it, you won't be consciously aware of it, yeah? So you need to make sure that you're moving forward. So this is another thing. What you need to understand and how you need to be able to move forward and be in that, in that power, that when you know yourself with your self-worth, that I am worthy of the results you want. And your results when you're worthy should be nothing but exceptional. Don't go, oh, I just want a little bit of this, I want to do that. No. Chase your desired outcomes, as some people call dreams, yeah? Understand where you're going, understand how you're flying, understand what you're doing and when you're doing it. That is going to show you your self-worth. Your self-worth is when you get the results and you feel great about yourself, you feel worthy. So what makes you worthy? What is the interaction? What is the conversation? What are you doing? What are you doing in this world that's going to make you worthy? You need to put in the time. I call it growth work, not homework. Put in the time so you know that you do, and it's a simple thing. You can't just learn, you just can't sing, you learn to sing. You can't just ride a bike, you learn to ride a bike. You can't just jump in and swim, you learn to swim. And that's what happens. You don't just wake up to be worthy, you have to learn to understand what makes you feel worthy. How do you feel? Not what makes you feel worthy, how do you allow yourself to feel worthiness? And more importantly, and how we'll finish this is, understanding that you're enough because you are a gift. If someone else doesn't appreciate that, it's not your loss, it is theirs. Yeah? Don't happen. This is a thing, and here I go teach this, that you have these resistance with people where you might break up and people leave your area and you sit there and you start losing your self-worth and you go, geez, what did I do? You didn't do anything. When you were truly coming from a place of integrity, congruency, coming from your heart, what has happened is they have understood that, yeah? So you need to understand that when you're growing, when you're moving forward, and when you're being that person, you are enough because guess what? The world is broken. Most people are broken. Don't listen to their influence. Don't get influenced by them. There are enough broken people. There are not enough people standing in their power saying, I'm enough. So the more you can stand in your power and say, I'm enough, you are not just going to change your life, you'll change your family's life. You will change your friend's life. You will train anyone that comes into your life, you will transform their life because you're saying, I'm enough. Not by what you say, by your energy. And guess what? That's when we start to change and we start to save the world one person at a time because you are enough. We are brainwashed with the conformity to understand that we are supposed to lose our power, lose our identity. Don't say this, wear this, go and do this job. Don't have this conscious awareness. You don't have any gifts. You don't have any of that, yeah? So stand back in your power and understand that you are enough and it's up to you, no one else. That if some guy doesn't appreciate you, that's his loss. Don't give him any airtime. If some woman doesn't appreciate you, it's their loss. You are enough because guess what? If you come from a place of not feeling any self-love, self-worth and self-love, you will attract someone that doesn't love you. You will attract someone that doesn't think you're worthy, and you will attract someone that doesn't think you're enough because that's your energy. But when you stand in your energy of self-love, self-worth, and I'm enough, you will attract your partner that matches you on there. Call it dream partner, call it whatever, and that's when your life will get sexy. And another thing, if you're a coach, if you're a business person or you're having business relations, when you're in your power and when you are standing in that worthiness and you're enough, your clients will love you. They will believe you're worthy and they will know that you're enough and respect you. And more importantly, they will basically have that. But if you come from a place and you don't have love, you don't have self-worth, and you're not enough, you will attract those people that will treat you with no love. They won't think you're worthy, and they will say, hold on a minute, you're not enough, okay? You mirror what you put out. So, practice it, keep moving forward, and understanding that you are enough, you are worthy, and self-love, and everything comes from that. Your self-love is the core, and then all your other journeys of life will be propelled. And then the fulfillment, the journey, the understanding and desire, and more importantly, how you experience life doesn't come from doing meaningless activity, doesn't come from reading a book, doesn't come from someone else told you, doesn't come from numbing yourself down with drugs. What it comes from is loving yourself, because guess what? Life will get hard and you'll get knocked down. Your mind will drift off. You might get, persuaded by old conditioning, but once you get your self-love, you come back into that and boom, you get strong again, yeah? Instead of you going up and then dropping down and staying there, because life's not straight, it's a bit of a bumpy road. So remember, practice, 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 practice. Write down what are your key drivers to feel self-love, what are your key drivers are motivated to feel worthiness, and what are your key drivers to always remember and align yourself every day to say, you know what, I'm enough. Awesome stuff. So what has everyone said? Thank you so much as well. I need to master consistency of being up even when things are down. Exactly. Don't even look at it that way. If you say they're down, they're down. They're just a journey. Some days are better than others, but you're never down. If you say you're down, you're down. So thank you for tonight. Thank you for your appreciation. There's been a lot of a lot of new names, a lot of new love, a lot of interaction. I need to breathe. There you go. So I really appreciate you all for being here today, to showing that you want to improve yourself, showing you that your worthiness it's almost 10 o'clock at night to be here and have this interaction. And another thing is that to show that you are enough. So I appreciate that, guys. And as I always say, you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you are here listening to me, your friend, your mentor, and your coach, Leigh Bundy, the CEO of Team Beast Mode International, the messenger of strength and the truth. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you. You are enough. Take care.